Imagine a scorching savanna where a massive 20-foot Burmese python lurks, eyeing a towering ostrich. The bird pecks obliviously as the snake coils, ready to strike in a deadly embrace. But heroes arrive. A brave police rescue team races to save the day. Dive into this thrilling survival tale of nature's clash and human courage. Hit like and subscribe. Deep in the heart of an African wildlife reserve, where golden grasslands stretch endlessly under a vast blue sky, life thrives in a delicate balance. This particular sanctuary, nestled near the borders of South Africa, is home to a diverse array of animals, from grazing zebras to soaring eagles. It's a place where conservation efforts meet the raw forces of nature, and rangers work tirelessly to protect endangered species. On this fateful day, the sun beats down relentlessly, casting long shadows that hide potential threats. The air is filled with the distant calls of birds and the rustle of leaves, creating an illusion of peace that's about to be shattered. Let's talk about the stars of this drama, the Burmese python and the ostrich. Burmese pythons are native to Southeast Asia, but have become invasive in places like Florida, though sightings in Africa are rare and often linked to escaped pets or illegal trade. These snakes can grow up to 23 feet long and weigh over 200 pounds, making them apex predators. They hunt by ambush, using their incredible strength to constrict prey until it suffocates. Fun fact, a python's jaw can unhinge to swallow animals much larger than its head, and they've been known to take down deer, alligators, and even small crocodiles. Now imagine one eyeing an ostrich, a bird that weighs up to 300 pounds, runs at speeds of 45 miles per hour, and kicks with enough force to kill a lion. Ostriches, the flightless wonders of the avian world, are built for survival on the ground. With their long necks for spotting danger from afar and powerful legs for escape, they're not easy targets. Females lay the largest eggs on the planet, up to 3 pounds each, and males are fiercely protective. In this reserve, ostriches roam freely, foraging for seeds, insects, and small lizards. The day started like any other. The ostrich in question, a young female we'll call Zara for our story, was wandering near a waterhole, dipping her beak for a drink. The python, perhaps displaced from a nearby farm where it was kept illegally, had slithered into the area days earlier, blending seamlessly with the underbrush. Rangers had noted unusual tracks, but dismissed them as harmless. Little did they know, this intruder was hungry after weeks without a substantial meal. The setting amplifies the stakes. Isolated trails, thorny bushes that snag clothing, and uneven terrain that challenges even the most experienced hikers. Tourists occasionally visit, but on this quiet afternoon, the reserve was mostly empty, save for a few staff members monitoring from afar. The harmony of the ecosystem, where predators and prey coexist, was poised for disruption. As Zara strutted confidently, pecking at the ground, the python lay in wait, its eyes locked on her every move. This backdrop of natural beauty and hidden peril sets the perfect stage for an unforgettable clash, reminding us how quickly tranquility can turn to terror in the wild. As the afternoon sun dipped lower, casting an orange glow over the reserve, Zara the ostrich continued her routine, oblivious to the gathering storm. She had ventured closer to a cluster of dense bushes near the waterhole, drawn by the promise of fresh shoots emerging from the parched soil. The air grew thicker with humidity, and a gentle breeze carried the scent of earth and distant rain. Insects buzzed lazily, and far off, a herd of impalas grazed peacefully, their ears twitching at every sound. But beneath this serene facade, tensions simmered like a pot about to boil over. The python, camouflaged perfectly among the twisted roots and fallen leaves, coiled its massive body tighter, muscles rippling under its patterned skin. It had been tracking Zara for hours, patient as death itself. Whispers of unease had already begun among the reserve staff. Earlier that morning, a ranger named Theo spotted unusual drag marks in the dirt, long, sinuous trails that didn't match any local snake species. He radioed it in, But with no immediate sightings, it was chalked up to a monitor lizard or something benign. Theo decided to patrol the area later, but for now, he was occupied with a group of school visitors, learning about conservation. Meanwhile, Zara paused to preen her feathers, shaking off dust in a display of casual grace. Her keen eyes scanned the horizon, but the threat was too low, too still to notice. The python's tongue flicked out repeatedly, sampling the air for her scent, confirming she was alone and vulnerable. Time seemed to stretch as the build-up intensified. Birds in the nearby trees fell silent, as if sensing the impending danger, a natural alarm system that Zara, in her thirst-quenched days, ignored. The python inched forward imperceptibly, its belly scales gripping the ground for silent propulsion. Heartbeats away, a family of meerkats popped up from their burrows, chattering warnings, but they were too far to alert the ostrich. Back at the ranger station, Theo felt a nagging intuition and grabbed his binoculars, heading out on his ATV. The path was bumpy, delaying him just enough to heighten the suspense. Zara, now mere feet from the bushes, bent down to nibble on a tuft of grass, her long neck exposed. The atmosphere thickened with foreshadowing details, the subtle rustle of leaves that could be wind or something more sinister. The python's cold eyes reflecting the fading light, and Zara's occasional stomp that echoed like a drumbeat of doom. Viewers, if you were there, you'd feel your pulse quicken, knowing what's coming but powerless to stop it. This slow escalation, from calm to creeping dread, mirrors how nature's dramas unfold, unseen until it's almost too late. Theo accelerated his vehicle, dust kicking up behind him, but the distance was closing too slowly. The python tensed, ready to unleash its fury, as Zara took one fateful step closer. In these moments, the wild reveals its unforgiving side. Pythons don't rush. They calculate, waiting for the perfect strike. Zara, strong yet unsuspecting, represented the prey's eternal gamble. The build-up wasn't just physical, it was psychological, drawing us into the raw interplay of hunter and hunted. As the shadows lengthened, the stage was set for chaos, with every second amplifying the thrill. Hold your breath. The attack is imminent, and what happens next will test the limits of survival. In a blur of motion that shattered the afternoon calm, the giant python launched its ambush. With explosive speed, it uncoiled like a spring, striking Zara's leg with precision. The ostrich let out a piercing screech, a mix of surprise and pain that echoed across the savanna, startling nearby animals into flight. Feathers flew as she thrashed wildly, her powerful kicks sending dirt and pebbles airborne. But the python was relentless, wrapping its thick body around her lower torso in seconds, constricting with bone-crushing force. Zara's eyes widened in terror, her beak gaping as she struggled to breathe, the snake's scales digging into her plumage like iron bands. The struggle intensified as Zara fought back with everything she had. She bolted forward, dragging the python along the ground, its weight a deadly anchor. The serpent's head reared up, fangs bared, though pythons kill by squeeze, not venom. Zara's legs pumped furiously, but each movement only allowed the python to tighten its grip, looping another coil around her chest. Gasps escaped her as air was forced from her lungs, her wings flapping uselessly against the unyielding predator. The ground churned into a mess of dust and blood, where Zara's claws had scraped the earth in desperation. The python, undeterred, shifted its hold, aiming to envelop her neck for the final suffocation. From afar, Theo the ranger heard the commotion and floored the ATV, his heart pounding as he pieced together the horror. But on the scene, the battle raged on. Zara managed a mighty kick, slamming into the python's midsection and eliciting a hiss of pain from the beast. For a moment, the coils loosened, giving her a sliver of hope. She twisted violently, trying to peck at the snake's eyes, but it dodged, countering by slamming its tail against her side. The impact sent her stumbling, and the python capitalized, adding yet another loop, now fully encircling her body. Her movements slowed, exhaustion setting in as oxygen deprivation took hold. The peril escalated with every passing second. Blood trickled from where the python's rough scales abraded Zara's skin, and her cries grew weaker, more like whimpers. The snake's eyes gleamed with predatory instinct, its body pulsing rhythmically to crush her ribs. Nearby, wildlife watched in frozen silence. A warthog family retreated into the bushes, while vultures circled overhead, sensing an easy meal. Theo arrived at the edge of the clearing, jumping off his vehicle in shock. He grabbed his radio, shouting for backup. "Emergency! Python attacking ostrich at the waterhole. Need rescue team now." But time was slipping away. Zara's head drooped, her fight waning under the immense pressure. The drama heightened as the python began to maneuver for the swallow, its jaw unhinging slightly in anticipation. Zara mustered one last surge, rolling on the ground in a bid to dislodge the attacker, but it clung like a vice. Dust clouds billowed, obscuring the view, adding to the chaos. Theo approached cautiously, armed only with a stick, yelling to distract the snake, but it ignored him, focused on its prize. The ostrich's legs buckled, and she collapsed, the python triumphant atop her. Suffocation was minutes away, her body convulsing in final resistance. This unfolding nightmare captured the essence of nature's brutality, raw power clashing with desperate will. Viewers imagine the horror, a majestic bird reduced to a struggling mass, the python's coils inexorably tightening. Theo's calls echoed, but help was still en route. The attack, from strike to near victory, showcased the python's efficiency and Zara's resilience, turning a peaceful spot into a battlefield of life and death. As darkness crept in, both literal and metaphorical, the stage was set for heroes to emerge. With Zara's life hanging by a thread, Theo's urgent radio call pierced the airwaves, alerting the local police station equipped for wildlife emergencies. "Code red at the reserve. Giant python constricting an ostrich. Need immediate assistance." His voice cracked with adrenaline, describing the location precisely. Coordinates near the eastern waterhole. At the station, Officer Lena, a seasoned wildlife specialist, sprang into action. She assembled a team of 4, herself, 2 burly officers named Marcus and Jamal, and a rookie, Sophia, trained in animal handling. They knew time was critical. Pythons could kill in under 10 minutes. The team grabbed their gear, thick gloves, snake hooks, pry bars, tranquilizer darts, and a large net for containment. Lena briefed them en route. "This is a Burmese, strong and stubborn. Priority is the ostrich's safety. We distract, loosen, and relocate the snake." Their vehicle, a rugged SUV with sirens blaring, sped down dirt roads, kicking up gravel. Jamal, driving, navigated the rough terrain expertly, while Marcus loaded the tranquilizer gun. Sophia monitored a live feed from Theo's body cam, her nerves steadying as she visualized the plan. The call had come just in time. Any delay, and Zara would be lost. Back at the scene, Theo kept his distance, throwing rocks to annoy the python without provoking a release that could harm Zara further. The snake hissed defiantly, its grip unyielding. Word spread quickly, reserve staff evacuated nearby areas, and a veterinarian was put on standby via phone. The police team, part of a specialized unit formed after increasing invasive species incidents, was no stranger to such calls. Lena recalled a similar rescue with a goat, emphasizing calm over force. As they approached, the SUV's engine roared, signaling hope amid the despair. Pulling up in a cloud of dust, the team leaped out, assessing the situation. Zara lay still, her chest barely rising, the python coiled like a living rope. "Form a perimeter," Lena commanded. Marcus flanked left, Jamal right, Sophia with the net. Theo joined, providing details. "It's been about 5 minutes. She's fading." The officers moved with practiced precision, their training kicking in. Lena radioed for an ambulance vet unit as backup. The arrival injected urgency. The air buzzed with commands, and the python's warning rattles. Challenges loomed, the uneven ground risked slips, and the python's size demanded coordinated effort. Sophia, though new, shone by suggesting a distraction with noisemakers. The team donned protective suits, hearts racing but focused. This wasn't just a job, it was a mission to preserve life in the wild. As they closed in, the rescue phase began, blending strategy with sheer bravery. The call for help had mobilized heroes, turning potential tragedy into a fight for survival. The team encircled the entangled pair, Lena taking charge with a steady voice. On my count, distract, hook, and pry. Sophia activated a noise device, emitting sharp beeps that irritated the python, causing it to loosen slightly for a defensive strike. Marcus seized the moment, slipping the snake hook under a coil near Zara's neck and pulling gently. The serpent thrashed, its tail whipping wildly, but Jamal pinned it down with a weighted blanket, muting the movement. Sweat beaded on their brows under the intense sun. Each action a calculated risk against the python's raw power. Challenges mounted as the python constricted tighter in response, eliciting a weak squawk from Zara. Lena fired a mild tranquilizer dart into the snake's flank, careful not to overdose and harm it unnecessarily. The drug took effect slowly, dulling its reflexes. Sophia and Theo worked together, using pry bars to wedge between coils, creating gaps for Zara to breathe. Inch by inch they unraveled the beast, muscles straining against its resistance. A slip-up occurred when the python's head snapped toward Marcus, but he dodged, countering with a firm hold on the hook. Thrilling maneuvers defined the operation. Jamal looped a noose around the tail, dragging it backward while Lena massaged Zara's chest to stimulate airflow. The ostrich revived slightly, kicking feebly, which aided in dislodging more coils. The team communicated seamlessly. Hold steady! Pull now! Their synergy turning chaos into progress. The python, now partially sedated, began to uncoil voluntarily, its energy waning. Sophia netted the exposed sections, preventing rewrapping. As the final coil released, Zara gasped deeply, her body shuddering in relief. The team swiftly separated them, relocating the python into a secure crate for later release or study. Zara, bruised but alive, was checked by the arriving vet, who administered fluids. The operation, lasting a tense 15 minutes, showcased human ingenuity against nature's might, with no injuries to the rescuers. Triumph washed over them as Zara stood shakily, a testament to their bravery. With the python safely contained and Zara free, the reserve erupted in relieved cheers from the gathered staff. The brave police team, exhausted but elated, watched as the ostrich took tentative steps, her feathers ruffled but spirit unbroken. The vet confirmed no broken bones, just bruises and shock. Zara would recover fully in a monitored enclosure. The python, identified as an escaped invasive, was transported to a sanctuary for evaluation, highlighting the dangers of illegal pet trade. Reflecting on the event, it underscored nature's unpredictability and the importance of quick response. Lessons learned, enhanced patrols for invasives, better training for rangers, and public awareness on wildlife risks. This rescue not only saved a life but inspired conservation efforts, showing humans can harmonize with the wild. In the aftermath, videos of the incident went viral, praising the team's heroism. Zara became a symbol of resilience, and the officers received commendations. If this story gripped you, like, share, and subscribe for more epic tales. What would you do in such a crisis? Comment below. Your thoughts fuel our content. Thanks for watching. Stay wild and safe out there.